Welcome back to the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We're moving into our third segment of the day today, which is going to be talking about the National League games of yesterday and just all the action that came with it. We recapped the American League and then talked about an anecdote from one of those teams. So yeah, only fitting to go over the American League and just what's going on there. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first game we have is going to be Rays and Brewers. The scoring would open up for this game with a William Contreras RBI double to make it 2-0 Milwaukee. He would score Bryce Terang and Oliver Dunn. Bottom of the sixth, Willy Adames would hit a solo home run to make it 3-0 Milwaukee. Again, doing a great job against his former team. You can see the emotion. You can see how much he wants to prove them wrong. So that's really cool to see. His fifth home run of the year. Blake Perkins in the bottom of the seventh would make it 4-0 with his fourth double of the year to score Oliver Dunn. And then Willy Adames again would come in clutch against his former team, making it 7-0 with a 3-run home run. What a great job by Willy Adames, showing the Rays, maybe shouldn't have traded me. To be fair to the Rays, I don't think he would have been good. What I'm trying to say is I don't think he would have been good in Tampa Bay. I think that with the stadium and him saying basically I couldn't see there, I think it was time to move on. But overall, it still is cool for Willy Adames to be able to do this against his former team and kind of, give it back to him. Top of the eighth, a wild pitch by Abner Uribe would score Richie Palacios to make it 7-1 Milwaukee. But that would just be delaying the inevitable as the Brewers would end up winning 7-1. They had on the mound Colin Ray, who went 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Really quality start there for a guy who hasn't had the best season, so that's only encouraging to see if you are a Brewers fan. For the Rays, they had on the mound Zach Eflin. He went 5 2/3 innings pitched, giving them 6 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 4.17 ERA. Really quality start there by Zach Eflin. Just been so good since coming to Tampa last year. Really, really great pitcher. The next game we have is going to be Braves and Mariners. Scoring would open up for this game in the top of the third with Marcell Ozuna walking with the bases loaded to make it 1-0. A Ronald Acuna Jr. RBI single would make it 2-0 Atlanta, and an Austin Riley triple would make it 4-0, and a Matt Olson RBI single would make it 5-0 Atlanta. So nice job in the top of the fourth to kind of blow the game open and get such a big lead for their team. Bottom of the fifth, Jorge Polanco would hit an RBI single to score Sebi Zavala to make it 5-1, and a Jorge Polanco RBI single again would make it 5-2. But Atlanta would end up winning this game 5-2, would not let up a run after that, and would be a quality win for them. They had on the mound Chris Sale, who went 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, an earned run, no walks, 9 strikeouts, 3.44 ERA on the season. The Mariners had on the mound Emerson Hancock, who went 3 2/3 innings pitched, giving them 5 hits, 5 runs, only 1 earned, so that's interesting. 4 walks, no strikeouts, so kind of an interesting start there. You don't really know if you can blame him or not, but still not the best, I guess, letting up all those base runners as well. So not the greatest one, but not horrible. But a good win by the Braves there against a quality opponent in the Mariners. It's a nice job there. Next game we would have is the Phillies and Angels series. Been a really quality series so far, with some good baseball being played, so excited to see some more of it. In the top of the second, Kyle Schwarber would hit an RBI single to make it 2-0 Philly. And in the bottom of the second, Eri Adrianza would make it 2-1 with a solo shot to get the Angels on the board. Unfortunately for the Angels, that would be it, as they would end up losing this game 2-1. So after the second, there will be no scoring in this entire game, mainly a pitching duel, and just no action at all. The Phillies had on the mound Zach Wheeler, who went 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Only 1 home run, of course. That was where the one was given up. So would have expected him to go a little longer with this kind of outing, but I guess ran his pitch count up, and Rob Thompson wanted to be safe than sorry. So that's a quality thing there, I guess. The Angels, they had on the mound Patrick Sandoval, who went 5 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, 5.91 ERA on the season. 10 strikeouts is really incredible. 2 earned runs over 5 is also something that's quality against this Phillies offense, of course, only in 1 inning as well. So really good start there by Sandoval. Hasn't had the best season, but I think with starts like this, you're reminded of his potential and the ways that he can be a quality starting pitcher for the Angels in the future. Next game we have is going to be Padres and Reds. Scoring would open up for this game in the top of the first with a Spencer Steer solo home run to make it 1-0 Cincinnati. The bottom of the fourth, Jerks and Profar would come in clutch again for San Diego, making it 2-1 with an RBI single. I mean, Profar has just been outstanding since going back to San Diego. A guy who was lingering on the free agent market for a long time. It seemed like nobody wanted to pick him up out of the free agent pool, but the Padres said, you know, we'll take you back. We need some outfield depth. We'll see what you got. And boy, has he been incredible. I mean, just an incredible season so far. I keep saying that word, but it's true. I don't know where this came from, but Profar has been really just outstanding. Top of the fifth, Heimer Candelario would hit an RBI single to tie up the game for Cincinnati, making it 2-2. But in the bottom of the seventh, a Jake Cronenworth grand slam would make it 6-2 San Diego, which would suck all the momentum out of Cincinnati and end up winning San Diego this game 6-2. Really, really great job by Jake Cronenworth there. Grand slam. Is having a really good season. Last year was kind of a setback, was involved in a lot of rumors this offseason involving trades after just signing a 7-year extension. He might have took that personally, and he's been doing really, really well. So props to him, and good job for the Padres getting another great bat in that lineup like they needed anymore. The Reds had on the mound Graham Ashcraft, who went 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a 3.83 ERA on the season. Really quality start there. The Padres had on the mound Joe Musgrove, who went 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts, 6.37 ERA in the season now. Again, had a really horrible start to the year, but has been having some good starts in the past now, and good starts this season, I should say, and trying to erase that number. I mean, he still is a really quality pitcher and a guy who's at the top of his league, so yeah, not going to really judge him too much there. I think he's, again, really a quality option for the Padres, so good for him. Next game we have is going to be Rockies and Marlins. Scoring would open up for this game in the bottom of the fifth with a Luis Arias RBI single to make it 1-0, and a Brian De La Cruz RBI double to make it 2-0. Top of the sixth, Elias Diaz would make it 2-1, but that would be it for the Rockies, as Dean Myers would hit an RBI single for Miami to make it 4-1, and they would end up winning the game at that score. So nice job of the Marlins to bounce back after that humiliating loss yesterday, giving up that big lead. So good job there, and nice win for them. They had on the mound Rodri Munoz, who is one of their younger pitchers. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Just a really great start there. You know, was a guy I think recently just got called up. With all the pitching injuries the Marlins have had, I think it was a nice job to have Munoz come up, have him pitch you a quality start, and be really good. So, I mean, the Marlins are known as a pitching factory, and it's continuing. So, just so many great pitchers in this team, and they know how to develop pitch in that organization. We've seen that time and time again, so props to them. Rockies had on the mound Dakota Hudson, who went 5 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 5.93 ERA in the season. An okay start there, not great, but not horrible. I mean, you'd like him to go deeper into games. 5 2/3, 2 earned run isn't bad, but you are playing the Marlins offense, so not to be able to go deeper is a little bit unfortunate. So you definitely want to see that. Next game we have is going to be Dodgers and Diamondbacks, a continuation of the B series. Obviously had all the Bs behind home plate in a colony after the game yesterday when it was in a 2-hour delay. So seeing how these teams can bounce back from that. Top of the second, Andy Pages would hit a 2-run home run, his third of the year, to make it 2-0 LA. Austin Barnes with an RBI double to make it 3-0. A Mookie Betts RBI single would make it 5-0. Moving into the top of the third, a Will Smith solo shot would make it 6-0 LA. A Miguel Rojas walk would make it 7-0 LA. And a Chris Taylor walk would make it 8-0 LA. So, really good job by the Dodgers to just make the game all about them and end up winning this game 8-0. Yeah, the Diamondbacks would score no runs, would get 7 hits, had some opportunities to score some runs, but just never really came in clutch and never were able to capitalize. So Good job of the Dodgers pitching, I guess, to kind of skate that off. They had Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound, who went 6 innings pitched, giving up 5 hits, no run runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, with a 2.91 ERA in the season. I mean, Yamamoto has been just outstanding. A 2.91 ERA, with all the pressure on him, with all the things people are talking about. He's a bust, all this and that. Had a horrible start to the year as well, which didn't start him, but if you obviously this is kind of a interesting statement to say, considering you could just say you could do this with every single player, but you take out Yamamoto's first start in the MLB in career where he got blown up, he'd have one of the best ERAs in MLB. And even if you don't take that out, he still has a 2.91 ERA, a more than quality ERA for a player who is as young as him, as new to the league as him, with as much expectations as he does have. So I think you're looking at Yamamoto, you see a future ace, you see a guy who is going to help solidify that Dodgers rotation from now on. It's a great pitcher, so yeah, he's been really, really great, and has been everything the Dodgers have asked for so far. So I was very high on him. I never give up on him, and being rewarded right now, it's been really, really good. Diamondbacks had on the mound Jordan Montgomery, who did get a start pushed back one day after the big incident, who went 3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, a strikeout, 2 home runs, 5.63 ERA in the season. Not exactly what you want, but I'll give him a little bit of the benefit. I'll give him a little slack here. He was delayed after yesterday's game when his arm was already kind of awkward as a pitcher to go from one day, your schedule, to the next day. So I'll give him a little bit of credit here that, he got dealt a bad hand. But also you're playing the Dodgers offense, which is obviously pretty great. I mean, Andy Pages has been incredible since coming up. Has really just added a spark to that Dodgers offense. They really, really needed it. So, good for him and good for the Dodgers, finally living up to their potential with all the stars they have. So, that's nice there. The last game we have on the mound is a very boring game, as in the top of the 5th, Pico Armstrong would sacrifice fly to score Matt Mervis to make it 1-0 Chicago, and that would be the entire score of the game. The Mets would score no runs. The Cubs would only score 1. Now it would be interesting, as in the top of the 9th, bottom of the 9th, sorry, you would have a very controversial play. Hector Neris would come in the game. He would first get Joey Wendell out, then hit Pete Alonso with a pitch. JD Martinez would double to make it 1-0. Obviously it was 1-0 Chicago, to put Mets runners on second and third with 1 out. You had Jeff McNeil at the plate. He flied out to Ian Happ in left field. Pete Alonso would tag up, and he would be gunned down at the plate to end the game, as the Mets would end up losing on a fly-out double play. Just a shock coming back to reality. Now, the thing was, a lot of people don't think Pete was out. They think that the catcher of the Cubs was blocking the plate, which would automatically make him safe with the new rule changes. Now, a lot of Mets fans do agree with this. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. I'm not a rules guy. I'm not someone who knows the rules fully. It did look like he was blocking the plate. I think with all the emphasis you've had on this recently, I do think it would have been the good call to make him safe. But again, I'm not really sure. I'm not exactly most in tune with that, and I'm not an umpire. So another interesting element of this was that the umpire who read the call from New York, the replay center, was caught on a hot mic saying to Mets manager Carlos Mendoza, who obviously went out to argue the call after the game was over, saying, I didn't make the ruling. I agree with you. Talk to New York and talk to the replay office about it, which was interesting. So it looks like the umpire would not have even made that call. So it's just a really fascinating situation there with all the rule changes that have happened in MLB, and it's affecting teams now. So it'd be interesting to watch if there's any correction on it in the future. But overall, who knows if the Mets would have still won. I'm more blaming the game on them scoring 0 runs than that. And I don't even know if I would have tagged if I was Pete. Pete's not the fastest guy in the world, as we know. That's putting it nicely. And it was a pretty close fly ball, so I'm not sure if I would even run. So there's a lot of other factors in this. So yeah, not really going to blame the umpires here. But is an interesting situation and could have gone either way, I think. The Mets had on the mound Jose Budo, who continued being really great. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 2.57 ERA in the season. The Cubs had on the mound Shota Imanaga, who went 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts, a .78 ERA on the season now. Imanaga is leading the MLB in ERA, has been arguably the best pitcher in the entire MLB, and has surprised a lot of people, which is leading me into my fourth and final segment of the show today, which is going to be talking about Shota Imanaga and his tear going on. He's recently going on MLB. Just my analysis of him. Do I think he's going to continue with this, and do I think he's as good as he is right now? It's going to be interesting to talk about. I saw a start up close yesterday. It was very phenomenal. So, yeah, we'll be going over the Shota Imanaga situation and just what's going on with him, how good he's been, and we'll see you after the break. So thanks and bye.